this topic on the Atta is fascinating because most parts of the Buddha's teaching is actually easy to understand. You only have to put aside your preferences. I prefer that it is like this, your biases, your habits. You put aside all those. Buddhist Dhamma is easy to understand. How to be a good person, why you must be a good person, it's for your own happiness, etc., etc. All of this not difficult to understand. But this one, Atta, the self, the eternal self. And that's why people have translated it into the word soul, in some soullessness, selflessness, substancelessness, anatta. The word that the Buddha taught was anatta. Atta was a Pali word, was a conventional word of his time. The conventional teaching, religious teaching of the time, say that when a person dies, his Atta will reunite with the Brahma, the universal soul, Brahma. And Buddha said, Anatta, no soul, no eternal soul, no soul in the idea of an Atta. So I should clever, right? Like the story of Atta. Should be the story of Anatta, but no, I chose this word, story of Atta. And the reason really is because you can identify with the soul, the idea, the soul, the self. You can identify with that. But you can't identify with the Buddha's teaching. Yeah? I mean, the sense of the I is so strong, ma. My ego is so strong, ma. That I exist is so strong, ma. The Buddha said, not there. Not real. Man-made. Why? And so, for centuries, 2,500 years, 2,500 years, for centuries, this has been the concept, or one of the more difficult concepts. The other one is Paticca conditionality. But today we're not talking about that difficult one. Today we're talking about this one. Okay? Now, all of you, you have paper? Yes, some of you do. You have a book. I want you to do something for fun. Part of keeping you awake. But it's important. So if you don't have a paper, you look very beseechingly at the person next to you with a book. Or your handphone is okay. Use your handphone is okay. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. I want you all, handphone is fine, you write it electronically, after that you can delete, block people, never mind, it's okay. I want you to do something. It's part of the fun. So I want you to do as I ask you to and enjoy it. Huh? The Atta runs away. Okay. 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes to do this. Ayah. Hello. What happened to my no, wait. Okay, Okay. I'm giving you 3 minutes. Serious. I want you to be original. Huh? This was serious. This is important. You can do this. Afterwards, what I say will make sense. Okay? 3 minutes for you to write me something about yourself. I don't need a page. I just need a couple of lines, but the more the merrier. See if you can come up with something original. Pretend. Pretend I'm here, your best friend. Your new friend. Yeah, I'm your new friend. And I said to you, hi, how are you? Could you tell me something about yourself? And then, what would you tell me? Now, if you tell me something boring, right? You know, your friend is not going to be around for a long time. So tell me something interesting, or tell me something that means a lot to you, something you want me to know about you. If you say over there, I meditate for 1 hour, fine, you can write whatever you want. 3 minutes. Start now. Anything. 1 line also can. 2 lines also can. I really wait 3 minutes. Wait, I must stop this one. Okay, good. You all wrote something. Did you write something you're proud of? Okay, now we start. Today, now, what you have written, can you put it down? Even better, give it to your partner next to you. Exchange it with the partner next to you. No. Okay, if it is the red color one, yellow color one, then okay, you keep for yourself. The point, I want you to exchange, because the other person next to you, that person will mark. You can mark your own. I'm okay with that. No, there's a reason for that. You have faith. Sadhu. Okay. Today, this talk on the Atta, we're going to do the following things, okay? I am going to tell you, or I am going to show you, how Atta comes about. I'm going to show you how Atta, the story of Atta is you. Atta is you, right? I want to show you how it comes about. Then I'm going to show you what the Buddha said about handling that particular habit, which is called, what do you do? Then I'm going to explain to you why you have to do it like this. How do you trim that habit? How do you do it? Why do you do it like this? And what happens when you do it like this? Okay? I repeat. Today, I'm going to share with you how your mind has all kinds of habits common to everyone in this room. That is why you all wrote a story about yourself. Everyone has the same habit. And because of that habit, of those habits, this is not just one habit that caused the problem. It's a series of habits, strings of habits that cause a problem. Cause you to believe in the Atta. And because of that, the Buddha's Dhamma, earlier on I talked about training, right? The Buddha's Dhamma is a series of training to dilute and eventually to eradicate the habit. When the habit is diluted and eventually eradicated, you will see for yourself Buddha was right. We were all living in a fool's paradise. Now, if the Buddha was not right, that Atta is real, there is no way you can dilute and erase it, right? Agree? If the thing is there, the thing is there. If it's real, you cannot change it. But if in the process of meditation and training to rewire the brain, if in the process of doing that correctly and it disappears, what does it tell you? It's not real. It is not real. It is magic. Agree? So now I'm going to show you how it's done. How did this story come about? Okay. Something called narratives. We tell stories about ourselves the whole day. And sometimes you sleep also tell story. But that one not count. That one doesn't count. It's the one that we tell each other and we tell ourselves. Not enough to tell each other. We tell ourselves all the time. I think like this, my thought like this, my thought better than your thought, my ideas better than yours, my feelings, why you no care for my feelings. I just tell you all about my experience, my travel experience, my work experience, my kopi O experience. You see what I'm saying? Now you tell me, every time you tell a story about yourself, every time you recount something, it could be as simple as this morning, I went to the market, I sat down with my old neighbor, we have a cup of coffee. We drink kopi O. It doesn't matter how you say it, but that's a story, right? That's a narrative. And sometimes the narrative is not even verbal, it's in here. He is always like that. He said this thing all the time. He never changed. It really doesn't matter what I say. All the stories are the same. Whoa. It's all the same, right? And the more you tell, the more real it becomes. And then some of you may say, so it's not real. You tell me. You tell me. It's all written in neurons, electrical impulses, electricity in your head. Real or not? Sometimes you hear a story. As far as you're concerned, that's real. You gather more information, the story changes. You tell me which one was real? The one you believe first, or the one you heard subsequently and it changes your mind? Which is real? And sometimes you hear a third version and now you are completely confused. Yes? Even in the way you tell your story. As you tell your story, the number of time increases, the number of addition increases. It gets more and more embellished. You walk past somebody's trousers drop in front of you, full stop. You went to office, it became an iron. Heavier and heavier. It wasn't an iron, it was a pen with coins inside, I heard the thing ring, and then you believe. And then after that, someone tells your story, and it gets even better. It was raining clothes. CNA was there to record the whole event. It is like that. You know this to be true. And it's very simple. You believe in your feelings. You believe in your perception. You see something, you believe in it. You change the angle of looking at it, the thing changes. Yes? Have you ever played these games before? What you see is not what it is. So therefore, even your sense bases and all has its own issues. But that aside, we still believe. We believe in our story. We believe in each other, right? And this is one. Look at how many more to go. This is only one there. Okay? Now I give you another one. The fact that you remember the past, the fact that you can plan for tomorrow, it tells you that someone exists from then to there. Born in who's the oldest here? Born in 1926. Born in 1926. 想当年我坐船从中国My story is very short. So you tell this lovely story about a past. You are no longer living there. You are now in 2019. Dear 1926 Troy, now everybody know I'm born in the 1990s. We were once there, yes. But the digital bytes are over. And all you have It's a memory. But the memory which you can recall at will somehow gives you the idea and the impression that the whole experience is one unbroken experience. From the day you were born, to the day that you are, to the day that someone else cried at your funeral. It's a story. And because of the memory and the capacity to plan, you live through the entire period, you must be real. So the second thing that causes you to perceive that there is something real is digital bytes manifesting as memories and planning. Agree? Think about it. So first one is narratives, which is narratives is the one that keeps going. It's a running commentary. It is a non-stop running commentary until you close your eyes and fall asleep, and for some it's continuous. But the point is there's this running commentary. The second one is when your running commentary stop, I remember that day, start already. That is why you can imagine how scary it is if you lose your memory. Because suddenly the identity, the idea of what you are, who you are, what you stand for, what means, what is meaningful and important to you, that idea is broken. And then it becomes very scary. Right? Sobering. And the third one, now, if you sit where you are and you begin to feel achy, you know you want to move, you can move. So that's the idea of control. If there is a noise out there and I'm annoyed by it, and if I am somebody big time, I'm your building owner, I go there and tell him, stop. Then he stop. Control. But then we all feel helpless because we can't stop him to do whatever he wants. But you're not affected now. Imagine if you're trying to sleep, and then you're affected. You see what I'm saying? Here everybody suffer together, and then we are in the Buddhist community, cannot so good. All very nice. Chaga, ganti, right? All patient, so it's okay. Yeah? But if you're trying to sleep, and this is like, I don't know, 10:30 at night, you should take stone and throw. Okay, now we are nicer, take pillow and throw. But the idea of control is very important. Don't you have this sense? Something that displeases you, you try and fix it. Something that makes it, and then if it fixes not quite to your satisfaction, the annoyance comes up. Why do you have that agitation? Because you believe you can fix things. You can change things. And then you feel annoyed when you can't fix things. Because it's not all the time you can fix things. You feel annoyed. That's all. And oddly enough, it is this particular thing, this particular sense of control of outcome that causes you to say there is an I in control. You think about it, you watch this, give you an example. You're telling your husband, or your husband is telling, or you are telling your wife, it's one of the spouses. If you don't have a spouse, significant other. You are telling your significant other, can you stop doing this? When you eat, can you make less noise? Something like that, He will chomp happily. And you say, I can see into your throat. You tell him, can you stop? And he won't do it. He will not. It becomes control. You are not giving me face, you say. It's about I, he's not respecting me. How has his eating habit become you? How has a person's eating habit become about you? But you feel you don't have control over him, he is belittling you. This is just eating. Then there is the toilet seat thing. A snoring is fault, okay? It's his fault. He snores, it's his fault. His body snores. His brain didn't say, you know what, tonight I shall do it louder for her benefit. Just to get at her, you know, I shall encourage the body to just let go, eh? And then we also feel very bad about our snore, right? I mean, it's not as if the girls don't snore. The boys just didn't hear you because it's louder. But really, and then we'll feel so bad. Yeah, we also snore. It's almost as if what the body does is your fault. It's your fault. You are so uncouth, you snore. And that doesn't help that Hollywood plays it up. If Hollywood had placed it up the other way, right? Snoring is good, you know, snoring is good. It is a reflection of a healthy body. Everyone hopes that they snore. But the point is, back to this Dhamma thing, it's control. So I repeat, the story tell yourself, the story tell each other, the fact that you plan, the fact that you have memories, and this idea that you can fix your environment to your satisfaction. 3 habits, all of them describe you. Habits, instincts, nature of the mind. They are the one that reinforce the idea you are real. It's not finished yet, got some more. Vocal. Wait, I'll give you another one. You tell me, you see, I know you, you know me, we talk about each other. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. We seek affirmation from people, others seek affirmation from us. The fact that I know Marcus and everyone knows Marcus, Marcus like that, Marcus like that, Marcus real already, because we all agree that Marcus like that. But this happened to all of us. All of us. And what is really painful, supremely painful, is your idea and everybody else's idea is different. You think you are gentle and you are refined, and you are the beauty of the world, or the most handsome, suavest man. You have delusion. You have all this self-perception. Right? You look into the mirror and when there goes Mr. Handsome, right? And then everybody, I think one day you found out that everybody will say, what's wrong with him? His taste is that hopeless. What jialat? Right? So, impression of people, your impression of people, because you exist, because other people say you exist. And you also say other people exist. Which is why, in Dhamma, by the way, this is very cute. In ancient India, Dhamma, I don't know whether they still do it today, but in ancient India, there was this punishment imposed by the Buddha on his charioteer. This famous charioteer, name is Chana, who was the guy who drove the Buddha. He was the one who got the Buddha out of the palace and managed to escape, right? So because of that, and then he became the Buddha, because of that, he was very proud of himself. Hello. I the driver You know, if I didn't drive him, you don't have Buddha, okay? So he was very proud. It's impossible to teach. Monks complained about him. Buddha didn't know what to do with him until his deathbed. He told the monks, impose Brahmadanda on him, meaning to say, send him to conventry. Don't talk to him. Don't react to him. Let him do whatever he wants. So they all stopped affirming his presence. Suddenly nobody talked to him. Ignore, completely ignore. The monks is basically, you sit down, you do what you do. Nobody talked to him. Because of that, it became, look, you want to talk about you driving the Buddha away. Somebody must listen, right? I mean, the most important story of your life, nobody's interested. How to have affirmation like that, right? So, because of that, he really couldn't take it. He changed. He became humble. He began asking for permission to learn. And that was what he did. So people will say, why would the way until he died already then do? Because if you think about it, if the Buddha had done it to him in his lifetime, this guy will hate the Buddha. What kind of a karma would that lead to? So it's out of compassion. Let's just work on him after I'm gone. Then you can't do a thing, right? The point is, he didn't want this person to end up with all kinds of problems because of his own defilements. But at the same time, this is his best opportunity to learn. Given that he's done such a wonderful thing, he really could have understood the Dhamma, which he did. The happy news is he got it. But only after he stopped talking about the ride. Have you heard about the ride? Gallop into the night. They stopped that one, He stopped that, he was okay. He has to stop thinking about the ride, right? So this agreed. This is also another problem because people talk about you talk about people say, I must be real. If everybody talks about me, or at least I know that they're talking about me, it must be real. Sometimes they're not talking about you, you wonder why. I must be real too. I'm too real, you must talk about me. Something like that. But actually people would rather talk about themselves. And this is the one which is the trickiest to understand. Okay. Anybody disagree with me on number one? Narratives being the source of your delusion about Atta. Any disagreement? No. Anybody disagree about the number two? Continuum of identity being a source of your delusion. Any disagreement? Delusional, your impression of control this part here. Okay, understand. But you can also see where I'm coming from, right? Is it a bit too tough? Should we slow down? Stop the thing? Let you digest? Because this part is the easy part. It's very important. This part is the easier part. This is not the part where I say, so what? This is the part I'm describing you. I'm describing us. This is the easy part. Wait till I describe what you're supposed to do. Then you, oh dear. The last one says 1, 2. The last one talks about pleasure, delight, joy, happiness, and so on and so forth. And I say, your attachment to those things is also the reason why you want to be real. Want to be real. You spend an entire life with the person that you love. You had joy, you had memories, you had a wonderful life. And I'm telling you, you are not real. He or she is not real. Painful? Painful? Of course. Of course. So it's your attachment to your own pleasure, the joy, the happiness. It's attachment that makes you want to believe you are real. Because if you are not real, then what is the marriage or the relationship about? What's the meaning? Everything about you not real? I see. Shuba, right? Shuba. Go out and fight. It is hard to accept that everything that means so much to you, your promotion, your first paycheck, the love you shower your mother, your father, the kids who tell you, Mommy, I love you, Daddy, I love you, all those things has to mean something. Because if they don't mean anything, what's the point? You see what I'm saying? So, acknowledging anatta is actually painful. As long as you have attachment, it is painful. But when you have no attachment, if attachment as a habit fades away, then it doesn't matter. See what I'm saying? So you understand this part, right? Up until this point, do you disagree? Okay, now I show you the... So what do you do, right? I took off the earlier part. What are we supposed to... What did the Buddha say? Buddha said, for every thought, every feeling, every experience, every sensation of the body, everything, every time there is a narrative, the Buddha said, see rising, see falling away. In other words, every experience, every feeling, every thought, everything that comes will go. Right now, where you sit, the feeling at that point, when I say now, that point, right? Now over is over. It rose and it gone. Your experience, your life experience is really a succession of gazillion millions of risings and falling away. You are a digital bite of the moment. Actually, it comes and it goes. All things that come together impermanent. All things that come together dukkha. The nature of all things, anatta. Condition comes and go. Anicca comes and go, rise and fall. No one moment lasts forever. No one feeling lasts forever. No one thought, view, sensation, experience lasts forever. You know that, but hard to accept. Because we don't want the bad, we want the good. Can the bad don't last forever, but the good does? You tell me. It doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Okay? And all these are referring to the elements of experience you will have at all time. That's all. Feelings. Able to see and label, identify. Able to think and construct. Able to experience. They are you, your experience. But everyone comes and goes. I'm putting all this in daily layman language, okay? And impermanence, the Buddha talks about carefully note for yourself. Every moment something dies. Mortality. Feeling comes and fade away, right? So every moment something dies. Feeling dies, experience dies, view, thoughts, construction dies. Every moment. But you see, the regular person doesn't think of the die, doesn't think of the end. They think of the rising. What's next? What is next? What is next? So when your mind keeps thinking about what's coming up next, you are looking for rebirth. Again and again. It comes again and again. But it's just two sides of the same coin. If you stop looking at the coming and you look at the ceasing, straight away your mind changes. It's perspective. When you get angry with something or someone, you are looking at a rising. He said this, he did that, he blah blah, she did this, she did that. You see, it's the arising. But if you flip it around and you see it as it's done, it's done, it's done, it's over. And the only thing that keeps it going is yourself going again, again, again. So you stop saying again, it's done. But the human mind, the regular person, hops on the arising and does not realize the ending. So in the training for yourself, daily life, anger, thoughts, views, expectations, whatever, you see for yourself the ending point. Oh, happy, finish. Oh, sad, finish. Oh, annoyed, finish. You see the ending point. Don't look for the arising point. To see the ending is to see for yourself every moment something dies in you. That's the reality. Why do you want to be so morbid? That's why I cannot see this in the morning talk. Must say in the talk where people all got what I call suckers for pain. Come for the real deal, man. Give me the real hard deal. Right? Because you have to have a certain degree of maturity and acceptance before you can accept. The point is to accept. We cannot accept change and death. We can accept change if change is unpleasant. We want him to stop. But we cannot accept change when you see so quiet, then suddenly he start. We don't want that one. You selective, cannot. The nature of life is change. The nature of life is death. That is why in the Dhamma, if you go through the suttas, right, many a times, he talks about death reflection. He talked until his saliva dry up. 口水干了. Still, we say, yeah, tell us about Dhamma. Tell us about Nibbana. It is actually reality stares at you. Accept reality. Accept the nature that people die. You die. Not people. You. Accept the reality that every moment something dies. You will accept that. Then what do? Then you embrace that every moment you're still alive, do something for another. It's when you begin to see mortality as a stuck reality of life, is when you become less 斤斤计较. It's when you accept, then you are less 斤斤计较. Look, I'm on a roll, okay? There'll be more. Okay. All these are part of his teaching. You all know that, right? I tell you, this is a really cute one. Now, the ones who read Suta, you must help make sure that I'm on the right track, because sometimes I get my Sutas mixed up. Huh? So many, I've read so many. So there's this cute one about the whip and the horse and the whip. What kind of horse are you, right? They are the ones must see the whip. No, see only shadow. Hear the sound, see the shadow, scared. Then some requires a little bit more work, right? Like threaten you a bit. Oh, scared. Then some, you must smack the fella. Feel the hit, then scared. Now what does this mean, right? It's about that. Some people, they hear about someone else unrelated, they die, and they straight away went, gosh, my own time is running out. Some people, this is the one that see shadow scared. Then there are the ones where it has to be very close to home. A loved one dying. And then you go, mortality. Then it makes an impact. And then there are the ones where you must be the one dying. Smack already, then you scared. Right? You have to be the one on the death bed. Then you go, jialat liao. Then it works. He has a sutta on that, about mortality. So it's a big thing. He told his monks, when you reflect, what is kilat training? You all understand my English, right? What is kilat training? Kilat training, So one monk say, oh, I reflect that I will die, not good enough. Oh, I reflect that tonight I will die, by the end of the day I will die. He says, not good enough. And another one says, oh, I reflect that by the end of this meal I'll die. Not good enough. And the fellow said, the one that before I swallow or after I swallow I die. He said, 对了，就是这样。One breath. That one's still not good enough. Must be the breath. These two are the good one. You see, is it good? Next time you see here, okay? There is the so in the next bite, in the next swallow, or by the next breath, I'm dead. And then the Buddha said, 对了对了. He wants you to be constantly aware of mortality. It's not because of morbidity. It's not because we get a kick off thinking about death. It is not. That's the reality. It is to keep your mind in check. Our mind drifts happily, willy-nilly towards pleasure, right? The mind happily does that. Oh, after the talk, quickly finish, then we go and catch the bath, we'll watch a show. Our mind likes to do that. And it's very happy doing that. When we do that, we are looking for pleasure. Is there anything wrong? Well, when you have displeasure, when it's not to your liking, you will feel it. But if you are very mindful that, hello, really, you're going to die. It will happen sooner or later. When the mind is of that nature, you will not pick a fight. You will not be petty. You will be more forgiving. You'll be more sharing. You'll be more kusala, more wholesome. As you are more wholesome, the mind goes a bit more quiet. When the mind is a bit more quiet, you're completely at peace. That is all. There's a standard formula. If you're not mindful of that, after all, you're still going to be alive tomorrow. You're still going to see his face. You've got to do something about this. That's the way our mind works. I have time on my side. I need to fix things to my absolute satisfaction. Otherwise, tomorrow I will still be upset. Otherwise, so there's a lot of otherwising going on, you see. You understand? If you know 6 months to a year, maybe 3 months, then if Tua Pei Kong very good to you, 9 months, if your timing is like that, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying if your timing is really don't know, then the way you see things, the way you react to things is very different. I tell you this cute story. You all like hear stories, right? I didn't talk about the weaver's daughter last week. No, I haven't spoken about it. This is a story about the weaver's daughter. Okay, weaver's daughter. Now she has no name. She's completely a lay person, nameless. The record is a weaver's daughter. She is so unnamed that we name her after her father. The weaver's daughter, right? She happened to attend one Dhamma talk by the Buddha, and the Buddha told them about death. Said, reflect on mortality at all times. Now this one, class A student. Buddha said what? She did what? For 2 years, day in, day out, reflecting on mortality. 2 years later, Buddha went, oh, okay, she's ready. He went to that village to look for this girl just to help her enter the stream. He went down, had a dana, everybody attended the town hall talk. Tonight the Buddha's giving a talk, everybody was there. He sat down there, he said nothing. Because Weaver's daughter not there yet. Weaver's daughter was doing errands for father, so she couldn't come for the talk. She wanted to go, but she knew he was coming. She was all ready to go. Father asked her to do duty. She did her duty. In the meantime, Buddha waited. Then she came much later. Buddha saw her, told her to sit down, and they had Q&A. They didn't even give Dhamma talk, Q&A. Where are you from? She went, I don't know. Where are you going? She said, I don't know. You don't know? I know. You know? I don't know. Wow, so jialat, everybody reacted like you all. Oh, no. You're very happy. You're so annoyed. Everybody was so annoyed. What kind of a lousy comment is that? Where you come? Where are you from? Say, I came from my father's house. Where you're going? After that, I go back to my father's house. What is this kind of answer? So Buddha said, explain to them. She said, Buddha knew I came from my father's house. So his question, where you from, cannot be about where you came from. He was asking me, where were you before this birth? So she said, I don't know. And then when he asked the second one, where you going? Where will you be after this birth? And she said, I don't know. Well, I asked you, so you must answer that. Next time I ask you, where are you from? I don't know. Where are you going? I don't know. Then we know you enter stream, okay? The third question was, you don't know, meaning, don't you know you're going to die? And that's when she replied, yes, I do. I will die. But do you know when? That was the last question. And she said, I don't know when. So 4 upon 4. 4 upon 4. Then he gave his Dhamma talk. She entered the stream. She died that day. That afternoon she died. Okay? A young girl. Mortality. It was mortality reflection that got her into a state of mind when she is receptive to the Dhamma. This part is very important. Receptivity to the Dhamma comes only when you feel the pain of living. Most of us, when we have a disease, a sickness, and you know time is running out, straight away you feel the pain of leaving, not living. You will feel the pain of leaving. Then you realize this pain, everybody must go through. Everyone. The rest of us who do not have our expiry date, very snooty lor, like we don't die lor, very snooty. The ones who got the expiry date goes, oh, my passport expiring already. Very jialat, very jialat. It's like that. Unfortunately, it's just like that. It takes that point for one's mind to suddenly ask ourselves, what's the meaning of life? What is the meaning of life? This is it? So, no, I'll tell you the answer afterwards. It's not it, but I'll tell you there's the rest of the story afterwards. I have wasted so much time on one already. Next one. Remember the memories and plan. So what did the Buddha say? What did he say about handling this habit? This is what he said. First, train yourself, train your wiring. If you can remember, train your wiring to say, your mind to say, not mine, not I, yourself. Now this part is difficult. Most people, they will say this dutifully, but they don't believe it. Okay, it's normal. This one may be a little bit easier. This is also taught to monk. Basically what happened is this. You see, as long as you keep talking about your past, your memory, as long as you keep talking about your memory, and as long as you keep planning, as long as you keep doing that, the impression, the delusion of continuum is there. So he actually told monks, don't keep asking, what am I in the past? Was I in the past? What was I in the past? Was I like this in the past? And then the other way around. What am I in the future? Was I in the future? So it's about the past and the future. You keep talking about these narratives. You are constantly propagating the delusion of Atta. So he's teaching them, don't keep doing it. And if you can remember, for yourself, when you get upset, tell yourself, is the self even real? Now, I believe it's real, but I must tell myself, it's not. So what's the purpose of telling yourself, it's not real? To try and steer your mind away from a habit of assuming it's real. It's assumption. You being real is an assumption forged from centuries of habits. In this life, you have one chance of changing that assumption, changing the tune, changing the way your brain is wired and changing that tune. You have a chance. When you start doing this, you don't believe it. You will say and feel very stupid. I'm not real, but I know I'm real. I'm not real, but I know I'm real. You feel very stupid. But after a while of doing that, and you throw in the other parts of the meditation and the careful reflection, after a while, everyone will go through the sudden awakening. This is a sudden awakening that indeed you can have an experience when the self disappears. Self is a feeling. It can actually disappear. And that for that moment, when that self disappears, you go, wow, Buddha right there. This is real because it can disappear. As I said, if something can disappear, it's not real. If it's real, it can't disappear. But you can only get there if you do some things. You want to see Mount Everest from the summit, you have to climb that summit. You cannot just look at YouTube. Right? You look at YouTube. Not the same. Not the same as, voila, come in, jump, find the flag there, Singapore. It's not the same, right? So the same thing. You want to get the point that you actually taste this after disappearing. You have to take the steps. You have to climb that Everest. Maybe not. We say Everest very scary. Kinabalu lah. Mount Kinabalu, not so scary, right? I don't know, I've never climbed it. I think about Bukit Timah Hill lah. Okay? So, achievable, huh? Achievable. Okay. Well, we all really come from a height to a low, man. From one which is a real mountain to one which is aspiring to be a mountain. Aspirational. Now, this one is very cute. Buddha didn't link it like this. I must stress, he didn't link it like this. But I am picking from his methods of training to show you that a particular problem could be tackled like this. So this problem with control and wanting and choice and all those things, right? You think about it, if you start telling yourself, a lot of things are mind-made. A lot of things is the mind talking and you believing. You will learn in small ways to manage your expectations. In small baby steps. You will learn. You will learn and it will start to happen for you. You start to have less nagging about the way it should be done. It will start. But if you do it without faith, I'm doing it because I'm told to, but I don't really believe in it. You do it without faith, how? How is it going to work? You must do it with faith. So, teaching your mind, telling your mind, a lot of things are mind-made. You don't know, you believe. Then we take things without too much expectations, without too much assumptions. We learn to be less judgmental. We learn to be more accepting. Okay? Others reacting to you. This, I feel that it helps. Actually, the other one about mind-made are things. That mind-made story. Everything is mind-made. The mind has the capacity to tell its own story. That one you can apply for the others also. Basically, your mind starts talking, telling you a narrative about yourself. You tell yourself, mind made are things, let's just stop talking. And it stops. Every time you say, mind made are things, no need to think so much, no need to talk so much, it stops. Straight away, the story ends. It ends with a cliffhanger. And no more. Okay? How people react to you, I find it very useful if we maintain a certain equilibrium. Look, when people comment, you know yourself. You know yourself. When you comment about people, how many times, okay, percentage, how many percentage, a relative percentage, how many times positive about people, how many times negative about people? You tell me. The chances are, if it's not so nice, you will say. If it is really quite nice, you don't say. Who give feedback and say, I love the service here? The feedback usually is, she never served me on time, she didn't do this, she didn't do that, he didn't do this, they didn't do that. How many times yourself, and you are the nice guys left. You think about this, dare you say before our teacher here that you are generally nice person relative to the national average. Then you say, I think I'm quite nice, no? Wait up. Now I ask you, how many times have you grumbled at something and how many times have you praised something? And the chances are, even the nicest amongst you is a 50-50. Meaning, I complain twice, I praise twice. But the regular person is, if you were to put a vote, complain and praise, right? The complaint side drop onto the floor in the scale. Chances are. So, why do I tell you that? I'm telling you that because when people talk, they are not nice, usually. So when people say you, in their mind, it's akusala. And akusala means unwholesome. And if they are being unwholesome, what are you reacting to? Their unwholesomeness. You who were wholesome, reacted to unwholesomeness. So you allow somebody's defilement to drag you all the way to wherever. You see what I'm saying? The teaching here, look at the Buddha's teaching. He said, don't react. Don't react. Change whatever is unwholesome to wholesome, he said. 不是我讲的，我讲的。Okay, good, huh? You think about it, this is what he taught. He said, there was this very cute story, which is my favorite story. You all like Christmas present, right? Yeah. Or okay, present, birthday present, huh? And the Buddha had a visitor who was really rude. First thing he sat down, he scolded Buddha. Scold. After he was done, the Buddha asked him, hey, can I ask you a question? The guy said, yeah, okay. Score already, he's satisfied. Okay, you ask. Buddha said, when you give people present and they don't want your present, who does the present belong to? And the guy said, yeah, I give you, you don't want, it's mine. Buddha said, I don't want your present. I don't want your present. Then he was very happy. Then we all laugh. This is true, right? What we do is we accept presence. People say out of their defilements and we accepted it and it becomes our problem. This is what happens. We have to maintain a certain equilibrium. And we tell ourselves, there is a lot of akusala going on there. I understand. The person is in pain. I understand. Okay, I try not to go into the pain. See if you can hold it. And you try. These are all steps. These are all little steps. You learn the steps, you see what you can do with it, you see what you can use. But it's good to know the steps. Okay? So this one will help you manage, this equilibrium thing will help you manage other people's reaction to you. Okay? And it will happen everywhere. The second part to the management of other people's affirmation or not is this: impermanence. In your mind, if you see for yourself, if you remember for yourself mortality, are you going to pick a fight? Chances are you back off. But most of us do not live with mortality as part of your daily diet. We don't have vitamin M as part of our mortality, as part of our diet. And because of that, people say us, I say you back, nice. My attempt at English. Okay? It's just like that. The final one, attached. This one is all part of his training, and there are different methods. How many of you go for meditation retreats and classes and all, and you keep hearing this thing about 32 parts, right? 32 parts essentially is for you to try and change the way you perceive the beauty of this body. We are biased. You don't know those 32 parts, man? You may never see hair, you never see nails. Of course, you never see spleen, not your own. But the phlegm and the bile and the excretion and so on, right? You never see, man? Of course you have. But do you want to see? Don't wanna. I want to see hair. I don't want to see hair. I don't mind when the hair is on my head. I don't like it on the floor, but I don't know whose hair. You see what I'm saying? What he wanted is to help people become more balanced in the way that they look at their form. Today, the regular person is heavily invested to looking good and looking for the good ones, the good parts. Oh, the lips, oh, the eyes, oh, the nose, all the lovely ones, right? Nobody say, oh, the teeth, oh, they don't, right? Teeth, oh, okay, I don't want to go any more parts. The point is, we are heavily biased towards the parts, the elements that gives us pleasure and make us feel good and happy and lustful. But we don't look at the part that upsets us, that makes us feel, we don't do that. So, in order that you get some balance, get a balanced perspective, now you look at having an entire life, look at something beautiful. Now we balance it with something so diametrically opposite. Then you learn balance. It is not for you to get to a point where you are repulsed. That happens naturally when your mind develops into a certain way of looking at things. But for lay people, we just want you to get balance. Non-delight in the worldly pleasure, again, is a training for his monks. And if you want to, you can train yourself with that. Every time you have something enjoyable, you do not look at enjoyable. You look at danger. Okay? When we have something pleasure, something that has given us pleasure before, when we look at that, we are reminded of gratification, pleasure and gratification. But we do not look at the danger. We look at the other part of the same coin. What do I mean by danger? Impermanence is danger. Why is impermanence danger? Because whatever pleasure that you taste it doesn't last. It will end. It will end. So you must remember, if you train your mind to think like this, I derive pleasure, but I know it will end. I derive pleasure, but I know it will end. I derive pleasure, but I know it will end. What happened to you one day? End. Pleasure also kick sim. Then you say, 哇，这样不要活了 ，precisely。我们就是要活，要活，要活，不要死，不要死，不要死。But then 你会死。You know, I think I can do a Dhamma talk in Chinese. No, you think about it, right? No. I mean, not that one. But when you think about it, if you start telling yourself, let's say you enjoy Korean Dhamma, so sorry. But let's say you enjoy Korean drama, you enjoy Korean drama. She doesn't watch Korean drama, she's Korean. It's her entire identity. Okay, so you watch Korean drama, okay, never mind, you watch Taiwanese drama, right? Then 765 episodes later, right? You still following please, you die before I die, seriously. That's because you keep thinking about the delight that you get from each episode. Then you say, "Ayah, alamak, this thing is just dragging on ad nauseamly, just ad nauseam." After a while, Suta, I don't want to watch anymore. Done. So if you focus on the pleasure, you will keep going back for more. If you focus on the pain, you will stop. That's just so he trained them in this way. He trained them to flip the coin around, look at it from a different angle. 4 nutriments is actually from a Suta. This is very complex. I won't go into details. I don't want to go into details. I will just tell you there is a Suta called My Son's Flesh. The Son's Flesh. Putta Mangsa. Book of 4, I think. It's called Putta Mangsa, Son's Flesh. And there they talk about the 4 nutriments. I will just mention one of them. Food. Food as a nutriment because it feeds and keeps the body alive. There are others. And when we eat, the training which we talked about earlier, the training requires you to be mindful that this is only to keep this body alive. Instead, the regular mind will look for the pleasure associated with the taste. So he trains his monk to forget about the memory of the taste, stay with the focus, focus on the thought that eating is for being alive. So when you train yourself to eat like this, you will lose pleasure in food, in taste. Then you say, "Wow, got no pleasure left." It's okay, you lay person. This one is training for monks. I'm serious, this is a training for monks. That's the reason why they are trained like this. You're training yourself to a point where you are not dragged around by the nose by craving. We talk about, Buddhists always talk about let go and drop craving and stop on this thing, right? Then we say, wow, very jialat, very jialat, I tried to do this, it's so hard, so you have no training. You have what I call the method of nye lai. That's your method. The nye lai method doesn't work. The Buddha's method every method he introduces has 3 parts. Every method that the Buddha uses has 3 parts. Your method of nye lai has only 1 part, which is nye lai. Sila, stop it. There's only one of 3. The 3, which is what I said earlier on, right? Wisdom, Panya, Sila, Samadhi, right? Now how does it work? You must talk to yourself wisely. You must explain to yourself, if I continue to enjoy this food, I can never drop craving. If I'm training to become more detached, I must learn to drop craving. craving. So therefore, the way I must do it is to remind myself, eating this food is all about keeping the body alive. So this one requires you talking to yourself. It requires you to convince yourself that this is necessary, it should be done like this. In the same way, why do you not want to indulge? We say all indulgence are impermanent. It comes and it goes, and it comes and it goes. I'm really like a drug addict. I come and I go. I inject and then I suffer. Then I inject and I suffer. I keep doing this to myself. I learn to try to stop it. Something like this. You never start. You never know it can be done. If you start, begin to realize how it is done. So this is the part that requires understanding. Then do it. Don't talk yourself into this huge aspirational plan and then you don't do a thing. Yes, the food is only for sustaining of the body, it's about keeping this body alive, then wasted all your effort there. Especially the one that chant in Pali, right? I don't know how you chant it in Pali, but especially the one that chant eat faster. Wasted effort, seriously. Okay? And then the third one that says the mind goes a bit quiet. That one is very interesting. You see, basically, before you eat, you watch your mind, you watch your feelings, you are present in the now. Don't think. Thinking. I'm not sure whether I'm talking about it in this slide, but if I don't talk about it in this slide, it will be talked about next slide. Next tomorrow night. Thinking feeds craving. Every thought that pops out of your head, arising from your head, every thought has to do with pleasure or displeasure. That's just how our mind works. Seriously, who sits around here and talk about cleaning teeth? This morning, I brushed my teeth. Everybody goes, where's the punchline? Nobody. Every morning, I walk to the window, I open the window. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? When it is neutral, no strong emotion and feelings involved, nobody's interested in your story. Imagine a story that says, I walk downstairs, I walk to the bus stop, I wait for bus. Bus come, I go up bus. And here you're waiting for punchline, right? Did somebody fall? Did somebody die? Did you have an enlightenment moment? And then I reached the office. And then what happened? Next time she wants to talk about her early day routine, right? We go to kopi. Right? What kind of a story is this? There is no Hollywood show will be about somebody open window, go downstairs, art film. Don't have. And you have to call it art film because otherwise this fellow will can. Now, what is a good story? A good story is when you fight with someone and you won, right? You won. A good story is when you fight with someone you lost, but never mind, you go back and fight some more. Repeat broadcast type. And then second time you won. This kind of story very interesting. Unfortunately, you look at all your Hollywood shows. Every single show must have a highlight, must have a crescendo and a diminuendo, right? Must have these things lah. It's like, if you think about it, if it's a story that is like that, somewhere you're just waiting for the hand to come out. No. Must be like that lah. Okay, now we halaf so much I forgot what's the original point. The original point was what? 32 nutriments. So I was talking about thinking and craving. Why is it thinking is always linked to craving? Because if you are going to expend energy to think about something, you better think to your delight or you think to avoid pain. That's how our mind works. That is why there was actually a sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya where the Buddha said, don't think, stop thinking. Craving or thoughts leads to your craving, and craving will feed the thoughts, and it's a vicious cycle. Okay? So everything that he taught, everything is about taming habits. Can you see that now? This is a summary of what was said, the whole thing. This is a summary. What do you do? This is only the first part, there are 2 more parts to go. Okay? They are all going to be uploaded, right? In which case, you can adjust the picture sui and take picture. Alright? Can I move on? Oh, wait. You heard the way I say it in English, right? All things. Shankara is coming together, constructed. Everything that comes together will fall apart. Everything that comes together gives rise to suffering. Because it falls apart and it gives rise to suffering. All things, no need to come together. All things are without self and soul. All things. It's not only things that come together. Dhamma is all things. They are not conditioned. Even unconditioned is anatta. So nibbana is anatta. Nibbana is part of Dhamma. The first 2 is conditioned. Conditioned things, constructed things, things that come together. Shankara actually means coming together. Okay? Okay, moving on. This talk has 21 slides, of which I think the last 2 is not important. But we are now at slide 13. Okay? Why did we do all those? Why did he teach the Dhamma, the training? Why is the training taught in that way? Okay, back to this thing again. Purpose. When you see rising, falling away, you see, I told you, look at cessation, look at mortality, right? I was repeating it earlier on. You see rising, you see ceasing, right? Rising, falling. When you see rising, you see falling. Your feeling comes, your feeling goes. Your thought comes, your thought goes. Your anger comes, your anger goes. See it go. See it stop. See it stop. Don't see it rise. You see, whether or not you agree, you just think about it, right? You get angry. People get angry. When you get angry, anger also ceases, right? It comes and it goes. Then how does it start again? But you're not an angry person right now, but you were angry at some point. Then why did it stop? Because you stopped talking. You didn't feed it with fresh SO gas. You didn't feed fresh gas. You stop topping up. It will stop. All anger will stop until you talk again. So anger fades away, and then say, and then he did that. No. Start again. Then and it flies to a certain height, it will start to dip. Okay, it will start to dip. This is anatta. Anatta means it happens on its own rhythm. Nothing to do with you. You're not controlling it. It will fade. Then when it fades, you talk again. And I tell you, she agreed with me, Like that, lor. Start again. So basically, it goes like this. Then you talk. Then it goes like this. And you talk some more. Then it comes like this. You are the reason why you are suffering. 没完没了. Okay? Why do we keep I said earlier on about rewiring the way the brain works. You keep seeing cessation as opposed to seeing arising. You keep seeing mortality as opposed to seeing forever. You're rewiring the brain. You're changing the way that your system is wired. And as you change that system, it becomes easier and easier to hold the Dhamma line. You see, say for instance, you're easily agitated. Let's just say very impatient, very intelligent, but very impatient, very on the go, but you're also slow. You're that kind of people, right? And then you tell yourself, I have to change. I have to rewire. Okay? So you do it. See cessation, see the anger go, see the anger face. Don't feed the words, don't feed the thoughts. At some point, you actually become a nicer person. It's harder to get you to get upset. When you set out to do this, you don't believe it can be done. Because I am me. If you are I and you are me, it cannot be done. But you're not, you're anatta. That's what can be done. This is important to remember and understand. You want to change somebody, he has to be anatta for you to change. If he's not anatta, how are you going to change him? Think about it. You want to change yourself and you want to change someone, he has to be changeable. Anatta means changeable. If he cannot be changed, then what are you changing? Okay? You want to stop talking about past, stop talking about the present, talking about the future, to break for yourself the delusion of continuity. This is very hard to do. Very hard, because our natural habit when we talk about ourselves is to talk about the past, the future. So I want to go travel, we want to go to this place, and then we want to go eat this food. Oh, your wonderful plan for pleasure. How much construction for pleasure? Okay? Oh, this one is very important. We all have habits. And our habits, it's all about what I call giving you pleasure, fobbing off anger, that kind of thing. It's our habit. So the methods, as you incorporate that into your life, it becomes your habit. They will actually help you to change the anger, the agitation, even your fear. Even your fear can be changed. You're afraid of something, If you can bring yourself to handle that properly, the fear starts to ease a bit. It starts to ease. And then it builds faith. You go back and train some more. It eases further. Okay? And remember the one about delighting. Train yourself with 32 parts, reflection, remind yourself, non-delight in all the world. And you do those things, it will help you. This is stopping delighting habits upstream. For most of us, we don't stop things upstream. We deal with the consequences downstream. You delight as a natural habit, the delighting in something. When you delight, the next time you see the picture, you delight again. It's downstream. If you say, I change my mind to think about how the body falls apart, it will start to decay, and you very brave, go to SGH mortuary, sit down there, stare at the decaying body, switch off the aircon, that kind of thing. It smell, that kind of thing, right? When you do something like this, it rewire your brain. Rewire, and then it's upstream. So the next time you see the picture, you think of the corpse. Upstream. You're not going to eat really. You see what I'm saying? So, some of the methods that the Buddha taught is to change your habit upstream. Very clever. Can you imagine? It's only in the 21st century, only the 21st century, that we really understand what he's doing. I'm no neuroscientist. I wish I am. My mother also wish I am, but I'm not. I can only listen to TED Talk, read documentary books, simple lay people, popular science, that kind, to understand this. And it's become conventional knowledge that things can be changed, brains can be rewired to the day you die. It can be rewired. If things can be rewired to the day you die, where is the firmness in it? Where's the permanence in it? What's you? What is you? It should be what are you, but I'm using it in a generic way. What is this thing that you call I? When the I is transforming, point to point, day to day, under different conditions, it keeps transforming, it keeps learning, it keeps growing, and it keeps dying. Then what is I? Okay? So what? You remember, this is very, all this is very cheap really. This is at the higher end, the end point of learning the Dhamma. You are gamely here, you are my captive audience. I will lay on the floor. No, not on the floor. I'll lay on the wall. I will lay on the wall for you. At the end of this transformation journey, right? At the end of it, you want to break the delusion. How your mind operates autopilot in a way that gives you more pain. The mind operates autopilot, and that autopilot mode today gives you pain. You want to have true joy, real joy, you have to rewrite the software. That's what we are doing. Rewriting the operating system of your brain. And you've got to rewrite it with understanding, with conviction, with discipline. How are you going to rewrite something that is in place without all of the above? No understanding, anyhow run to chong. No discipline, one day like this, one day like that. Rewrite what? Rewrite and kena rewritten. Then lucky rewrite again and rewrite again and again. What is being rewritten? Garbled, no? Garbled code. Okay? You want to really rewire and rewrite properly. And then you will have the joy and the satisfaction of having rewritten to this beautiful mind. That should be the new Hollywood film. The beautiful mind that has been rewritten with wisdom, understanding, and compassion. Compassion for yourself, compassion for the world. So what is see for yourself how it is all fake, how the mind makes its own story. And when you see that, you will then realize for yourself, some of the habits are really not worth keeping because it gives you pain to keep them. Okay? I like this word, you know. This part, it's also part of his teaching. You see, sometimes we don't understand where they fit in, so we take it and then we take it as the end goal. Meaning you work towards this goal. It doesn't work like that. You have to change the way the brain works, change the way your mind works, change the way you see things And then this happens. And what is this that happens? Identity is something that makes you feel special. I am different, I am unique, I am special. This is how look, I don't know how many of you here, let's just say what, 80, right? Let's assume the 80 of you are special. I got 80 VVVIP. 80 of you all VVVIP. But that's how our mind works, because we see ourselves as different from others. And when you get angry, when you get agitated, when you do funny things, it's really this part of you egging you on. You are different, you are special, you are entitled. Take yourself seriously. So this is what we do to ourselves. And we take ourselves so seriously without realizing that the self is mind-made. I ask you, what's yourself? What's you? I am so and so with the IC number. I was born in such a day. Everybody also has a name, the IC number has a day. Everyone also very special. So what happened when you train your mind properly, right? What happened is there is a certain part in the brain that lights up and it erases the habit to see yourself as separate from others. This is what I mean by saying it closes the duality gulf. Meaning to say, I'm me and you are you, but when the part in you starts to disappear, the sense of the I and the self, that part starts to disappear, I will feel that you are no different from me, and your pain, I can feel for you. You see what I'm saying? When you rewire the brain properly, that is what will happen. And as I said, if you are so real, then how does that disappear? It can never disappear. If it's real, it shouldn't disappear. The fact that it does disappear means it's put there. It's kind of made its way there. You take away the condition, the thing will collapse. Okay? Now, we always say live in the moment, right? We say that live in the moment. You'll be happier if you live in the moment. Do you know why? Do you know why? You have experienced, I'm pretty sure all of you have had experience being present. Being, the word here and now is very interesting. It's two parts. Here is a locality, now is a spectrum of time, space and time. Present. The word present covers both. Okay? When you are here and now, if you stay here and now, the mind is not thinking. When the mind is not thinking, there is no dukkha, there is no pain. So here and now means not thinking. When you're trying to make sense of what I'm saying, you are thinking. You have lost here and now. And the reason why I try to make sense of what I'm saying is because there's something profound there. I must understand that. That's one thing. You want to understand. You want to appreciate profundity. Profundity. Profoundness. And you don't anyhow support me. Is that right? Oh, no, not that one. The point is, when we say here and now, it actually means at that moment the brain does not think. It's aware. It is present. And in that state, there is no dukkha, no pain. Why is it we can't stay in the here and now? That is what you should ask yourself. Why is it we keep dropping out of the here and now? Reason is because of your habits to veer towards pleasure and in delight, pleasure. You plan to have pleasure. You remember pleasure. You remember pain and you want to avoid. You think too much, you remember too much, your mind starts jumping around, trying frantically to push away pain, anticipated, imagined pain, and take in all the pleasure. It lost the here and now. That's the problem. So the Buddha's method of training is to help you to let go of these pleasures and all these things with understanding. And when you understand, then you realize for yourself, no point chasing. The chase is painful. I shall stay here and now. And then it's okay. With understanding, you can stay. Without understanding, you will slip out of the here and now. With understanding, with a bit of practice, if you learn to drop the defilements, the bad habits, if you start to drop those, you will stay. And here, when you're present, you don't have to try too hard. It's peaceful. It's just peaceful. Okay? So changing the habit of living the past and the future, but living in the present. You're changing all these baseline behavior. You're changing these baseline behavior so that you can stay in the here and now. You don't change all these baselines behavior. There is no here and no now. Okay? This is the highest level of meditation practice, like cessation of the aggregates, meaning to say your aggregates, the feelings, the perceptions, consciousness and all, they can switch off. They are all driven by craving and they can switch off. When the craving stops, they stop. We don't have to go too much in detail. This is just to complete the picture. Okay? So, this is the entire story. You want to take picture? Take now. Okay? I don't have to repeat again, huh? We're also very tired, you know, repeat again. Okay? I will wait for 2 seconds, and now I want to refer to your story of Atta.很美咩？你要 take 到这样，很sweet啊，是不是很sweet？很美哦，我也是觉得很美。我的阿德很开心嘞，non delight 哦。Can I any more take picture with Atta? Huh? Any more? Okay, done. Now it's done. Now wait. Now we're going to do. I think we can stop this. Leave it on. Okay. And now you earlier on you wrote something about yourself, right? Can your partner take one look at it? Okay. Take a look at it. Now I'm going to repeat. Now remember, we all started off saying that there are 5 habits that affirm the idea of the Atta, right? Narratives. What else? Memories and plans. What else? Delusional sense of control. What else? Affirmation of others and pleasure. Right? Okay. You look at what is written there. Is there anything new? Meaning to say, whatever is written there, does it fit into one of the 5 categories? Does it? If you have something new, right? Next week you give talk. My Atta can't take it. Oh, but seriously, you look at your own writing, your friend next to you is looking at it for you, right? Or you look at it yourself. Isn't that the story that we tell? And then you know that all 5 are makeup one. A makeup one. Then on what basis you see there's Atta? So cute, right? Yeah, lor, I also see. Okay, you all can take picture. This is the in this book, in this chapter of an upcoming book. It's online only. Today it's only in ebook form. Feel free to download and print for yourself or others. I have no problem with that. The Dhamma, every teaching, everything that I've said today, a lot of which is in there. Of course, not in the way it's said today, but the Buddhist Dhamma is there. Okay? Now, question. Any question? You have 5 minutes before the next one starts. Any question? Yes.
I have one which is, I think the general question. I don't know whether it is related.
Go ahead.
Because for my sort of basic understanding of what you're trying to teach today, I was thinking not so much of myself, but more of like people who are, let's say, artists. They must have a very great self-perception of self. That's why they can produce that painting, which is very famous, for example. So I do not relate this teaching then. It's not so much on me, but these people. I'm just being curious.
Actually, the production itself, right? Whether it's a piece of music, a work of art, the creativity itself is not a self thing. It's your it's your sense of the aesthetics, it's your sense of creativity, beauty, and so on. In itself, it's not a self. But for most people, when they are producing it, there is a part in their head that says, I want others to appreciate also. Because this piece of work reflects my skill, my achievements, my part, right? It's only when the thinking starts. You see, if you were producing, like a child that sketches his piece of art, and he just sketch, and he's very happy, and the mother is also very happy. And the parents are the one who paste it on the wall, and sometimes you do have a Leonardo da Vinci there, you know. But the child doesn't know, and he just happily sketches. And we can produce many of those happily. But we're much older, we become more aware of affirmation or criticism from the world. That's when the self starts to come into the picture. People will like it, people don't like it, people will criticize it, people get upset with it. It makes us feel good and bad because of worldly opinion. So there is no self in the creating process. But when you think about it, the self appears. Self requires thinking of sort. Identify. There is a verb going on in order for you to actually feel self. A verb. Okay? Okay. You say nobody's asking. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. They're very happy you asked.
Just wondering, because at the end, after ceases, what is that person like now? Is it going to be very bland? You know, they're not, in a way, no identity in the sense, you know what I mean? How do you describe a person who has really no heart?
You know my book on the Buddha, right? My book on the Buddha, Between the Lines, chapter 13 and 14 is all about his personality and character and how he acted and the world view of him and so on and so forth. He's still living and he still reacts, but he does not have a sense that he is unique and special from others.
But then when I say that Buddha,
You're imagining what it's like. That's an imagination. Get there first lah. You know what? We think, you see, the way that we think, however we will think from the baseline of us. You understand? No matter what you say, I'm trying to be objective, but you can't help because your mind has a certain accumulation of knowledge and conclusions. And in the accumulation of ideas, it's a view. And that view comes from your experience, the conclusions from the experience, the takeaway learning points from experiences and so on. And everything forms the way you will see and judge and react to the world. We can't quite break that so easily. Okay? You want to ask about something that is beyond this scope of the regular person's behavior. How? He hasn't even tasted that. He doesn't know how it feels. There's no way we sitting down here can imagine what it must be like. So we will imagine from our angle, from the angle of the regular person carrying an Atta. And so without the Atta, something's missing. That's how it goes. But it's speculation, right? And speculation, and the Buddha would say, speculation is not results, it's not conclusions. It's inconclusive. It will always be inconclusive. And if it is inconclusive, to expend energy there can be quite vexing. And that is why he told his students, some things, don't go into it. It's pointless. So he tells them, stop doing that. Focus on treating your foremost problem. And our foremost problem, for most of us here, I think, our foremost problem is that it's not easy to live a life happily. Most days, we make do. In fact, you can even change the Four Noble Truths of make do. Most days you're making do if you're not 10 upon 10 joyous, peaceful, you're only 6 upon 10, okay, never mind, 6 upon 10 quite good because I can fall to 4 upon 10. The mind goes like this, you see. I make do because today is better than yesterday. I'm hoping tomorrow is better. So every day you're fluctuating like a stock market, lor. Every day, depending on the circumstances around you, depending on how you take the opinion of others, and then you fluctuate every day. But we don't want that. We don't want to fluctuate according to conditions we can't control. We want to have a certain steadiness where the mind sits in its own happy juices because of understanding and because of basic character change. It sits in a state of relative peace and calm, not dependent on conditions beyond our control. And in that state of relative peace and calm, you can happily live this life. You understand? That's what we want. And so when someone say, how would you judge your day, Is it 4 upon 10, 5 upon 10? Well, it's easily 7, 8 upon 10. Quite sweet, right? Unconditioned, Quite sweet, ma. What else you want? Then you 10 upon 10, Arahan na. 10 upon 10, Arahan na. No, not why you do. So what we want is really that sense of peace of mind and a joyous living and replicable. One person joyous, then everyone else look happily, hungrily, not happily, hungry. It's no point. Buddha's method is replicable Dhamma. I teach this method, this is how it's done, you do it like this, you also jackpot. It's like that. It's not so Buddhist jackpot, but that's the idea. The idea is the Dhamma is replicable for everyone. Understand the conditions, understand what has to be done, do it exactly. Got it. We want more 10-year series like that, lor. I take the 10-year series, I invest the money, I get the return. The return is I be happy. I understand how the mind works. I know how to reshape it, rewire it, and make it better. That's what we want, isn't it? What is the point of learning something and then only at the end of the day say, I kena swan leh. Didn't work leh. It didn't work. I did all these things and nothing worked. You feel let down. No. Buddhist method does not let down. 2,500 years of people have gone through it. And every year, every generation, there are people who understand. If no one understood, it cannot be kept alive. It's because it has been done, it has been understood. The rest of the people looking at them go, has to be, because they are different. They are happier people. They seem to know what to do. It has to work. So that's how it stays alive. That's why in your chanting, you said to the Buddha, homage to the Buddha, right? You go, how does it go? Iti piso bhagawa araha sama sambuddha, right? You do that. But when you talk about the third one, sangha, how does it go? Supatipano bhagavato sangho. Supatipano. Then the next one, ujupatipano. The next one, nirayapatipano, samisipatipano. Everyone talks about practice. Well practiced, done correctly, with understanding the correct destination. So they know what they are doing and they do it to the best of their abilities. That's the sangha we bow to. And those are the sangha that kept the Dhamma alive. Because, putting it in modern advertisement language, they are walking advertisement of Dhamma. You do not have this walking portrayal of Dhamma, the living embodiment of Dhamma. How? How do you sustain faith? People would start saying, Buddha's time work law, because we need Buddha. If that's the case, your chanting won't be like this. It would have stopped at iti piso bhagawa arahat, full stop. Because no more. You understand? But it has that part. That part is very important. Supatipano. Correctly practice. Uprightly practice. Done correctly, done with understanding, done with the correct objective. To the end. And then, these embodiment of the Dhamma have to shine the torch. Because we need that light to know where that path is. Okay? Yes.
Right. I'm just looking at evolution, and the last part that say changing habits of living in past and future to living in the present moment. My question is, are we going to live in the moon every?
For as long as your mind stays present, at that moment when the mind stays present, you will feel peaceful and content and happy and light. The moment the mind slides out of that state, it will revert to whatever types of agitation that you regularly experience based on your own baseline. And it can be done. So for the practitioners who are very good at following the teaching and doing it correctly, their brain will be rewired in such a way that the mind doesn't stray all over. Yeah, doesn't drift.
As a layman, we usually sometimes, okay, not part of the past, but we can go in, like, living in the future, like you said, like you mentioned just now, because kind of planning what you do next.
Correct.
So if you come to that stage, yes, at the moment,
yes.
Are you really trying to bring yourself back different than what?
When you're done doing what you have to do, say for instance, you got to take somebody to the hospital and see a doctor, that sort of thing. Naturally, you have to do some planning. But the moment you're done planning, right? Okay, I'll do this. Okay, done. Done. Do not spend time. I will do this, and then you got the offline, and then the sub point, and because the mind, we will take it at tangent and you go all over the place. And then you will think about something, then you remember memory of something unpleasant, and then you will react to it, and then the whole story gets a bit complicated. So you live your layman life, live the regular life, do your planning, have it done, happy with the objective, sensible, practical planning, done. And then you just do. And then when it doesn't work out the way you wanted, you see, we don't plan what to do, we plan the outcome. So we plan what we want to do so that we get that outcome, right? That's how we work. You plan. You don't plan outcome. Outcome depends on conditions. I will go there and I'll eat the char kway teow. Then, char kway teow man on leave. Then we get agitated because the outcome was not what we want, right? Therefore, as you reshape your mind, you learn to make do. All you want is char kway teow. So, can you also can. That's all. Or what you want is to eat. Anything also can. So you start to make do. As you learn to make do, you are no longer so caught up in outcome. You're quite happy with whatever pops along. And you take it like an adventure. Pops along. You just make do. And enjoy yourself as you go on. Thank you. Okay. One more. Okay.
Kind of myself will always stay at the but at the time the factor
Yes.
Or beginning of the week I will be quite confused what kind of teacher so then I get my financial planner.
Oh yeah, understand. Yeah.
Very soon.
Yeah. Yeah, understand.
Insurance policy, you review hospitalization plan, I think it's undercovered. So, it makes me have to think about the future, the plan, the care. So, I can already see my money having anxiety,
Yes.
having worry,
Yes.
sorting out the plan, having more confusion and all that.
Yes.
So, I'm very tempted to when the day comes, let's say it will come. Right? Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Can I offer a thought here, which is really quite cute? You know, a lot of us, right? We are lay people, so we have our daily responsibilities, right? Work and family and children. Yeah, it's true. What we must also be aware of is how the mind sets for itself a standard. If your mind, the more your mind is willing to accept standards as they come, the more your mind is willing to do that, the more peaceful it becomes. When the mind set a standard and say, I must die by that standard, that's when it gets trickier for your mind. So for instance, about financial planning. How much does it take to keep you alive? Actually, not a lot. But then if you want to throw in Wi-Fi, it's still not a lot. You want to throw in phone plan with don't know how much time, then it adds up lah. And then you say, hey, once a week I must like eat well lah. Okay lah. And then you say, I don't want always to travel by bus. Once in a while I must do Grab. You see what I'm saying? It's really our standard. There is no right or wrong. Okay? You just have to know this. The more you want, the more you expect, the more you grieve. That's all. What level of pain is acceptable for you? That's where you peg it. And I'm saying even that is not fixed. That is also anicca. That is also changing. Some days when you are of a certain bent of mind, and at a certain point in your life, these are the kind of things that you derive pleasure in, and you want it at that level. Your understanding is at that level, and therefore that's the amount of money that you say is enough. But as you grow in this path, as you transform, because you're always changing, minute by minute, day to day, you are changing. And as you change and you start to become less fussy and more accepting, you might actually find that I'm cheaper and cheaper to maintain. I'm more affordable to maintain, And it's just like that. So right now, sitting where we are, this is our baseline, which will always change. It can change for the better, meaning cheaper, or it can change for the worse, meaning more excruciating. The one factor that people say, but health cost is very expensive. Again, you must also say, health cost also got budget one. There is a certain expectation, and it's the expectation that is expensive. It's really your expectation. Then some people will say, but surely it's not unreasonable to expect that. No, I never see you unreasonable. I say expect pain. When you keep pushing up the higher limit, you just have to realize for yourself that the more you expect, the more you want, the more you must be prepared to take the pain. That's all. And if you reshape your way to a point where you really like to think about the next person, because it gives you a lot of contentment, a lot of sense of contentment, right? So you try and do things for others. At some point you say, actually, who really cares about what's happening here? They're all there. You will change. As you walk on this path, as your understanding changes, your expectations, moderation, or expectations, they will start to change. They will start to evolve, for sure. So at a point in time, when you expect business class travel, to a point in time, you actually don't feel like going anywhere. You see, your cost of living went down so much. Then you say, no fun. No, you have changed. Your sense of fun has changed. That's all. Okay? So don't worry too much. In fact, I would say that when you feel happier, you don't need very high maintenance. Sitting with a friend, drinking kopi by the... You're always drinking kopi at that point. I assure you, I don't work at Nescafe, okay? Drinking water in your glass next to the sea. You're very environmentally friendly, right? When you do that, it's fun. It's way more fun than some other more rigorous activity. It's just the way we are. We change. What is really beautiful about the Buddhist Dhamma is how someone so long ago, his teaching is so relevant, more and more relevant today. It's amazing, huh? Okay? Any other questions? Someone raise a hand here somewhere, I think. No more? Okay. I think we are done.
Sadhu, sadhu.